Welcome back to part 2 of episode 9 of 25 for 2025, a series where I attempt to complete my goal of reading these 25 books in 2025. In part 1, we picked the book The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, and in part 2, we'll be wrapping the book up. You guys, this is insane. My thoughts completely different from part 1. So I ended up rating this book 3.25 stars. The 0.25 is dedicated to like the last chapter. That was truly the best part. I was so bored throughout the entire book. I was honestly starting to hate it and getting annoyed and frustrated about it. I didn't even know if I wanted to continue the rest of the trilogy. It just was not doing what I expected it to. I thought the characters were very boring. Now that I think about it, I wonder if that was kind of done purposefully to keep them very mysterious, especially with the way the book ended, to have that all be revealed more towards the end. And I also thought the story was very stagnant, slow, and repetitive. It didn't really go anywhere. Obviously, as I mentioned in the first parts, because we were in a prison, so we couldn't really do much, but I just felt like the story's pacing was very slow, and I just didn't really like the writing. The romance in this was also non-existent. It was there, but between the two characters, I did not feel the chemistry at all. Like, it was very one-sided. One of the characters were just like, they're bugging me the whole time about it because the romance could have been so good about it, especially if it's a slow burn. It could have been so good, but I just wasn't feeling it. And it's so upsetting because I feel like it would have made the ending, when we start discovering more secrets and hidden truths about the characters, that much more impactful because we would have felt a connection to them. But there just wasn't a relationship where we could have felt betrayed or any of those types of emotions when those details were revealed. However, the last, I'd say 1 to 2 chapters or 10 pages, insane. It truly delivered, and it saved the entire book in my brain. My jaw was on the floor. I spent majority of this book listening to it on audio. I decided to read like the last 30 pages on my Kindle just so I could try and be in the story a little more and give it one last chance because I knew the ending had a big plot twist. After I read the sentence or pages that revealed like the big thing, it took a second for all the gears in my brain to like shift and process what I read. And then once I did, I was like, oh my gosh, I was so shocked. Truly like bumped the book up for me because initially I was going to come on here and ask if I should continue the trilogy, but now I'm going to. Like, I don't care how bad it is. Like, I'm going to continue it because the way that this book ended, I need to see what happens in the next 2 books. I'm going to pray that they get better as they go on. So that is all I have to say about The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. Definitely a roller coaster of a read. I think it was part me, part the book. I had a little bit higher expectations or thoughts of how this book would go, and maybe that kind of hindered my opinion or thoughts slash feelings while I was reading it. But the ending definitely was insane and delivered. So I don't know, if you want to read it, I would recommend it. But like I said, if you want to find like cliff notes of the first chunk of the book and then read the last like 15 to 20%, then I think it's worth it. If you've read this book, please let me know your thoughts and opinions. And if you've read the trilogy, let me know if it gets better. So that is all for this episode. Come back to episode 9 where I'll be picking our next book.